So I have a date on Sunday, and no, I'm not going to wear this, and no, I'm not going to look like this. My first date in 25 years. He's a fireman. I'm not going to say which station he works at, though, or what area in BC, because you might know him. And then you're going to go tell him about my TikTok page and what I really look like. And then he's going to cancel. So I'm not telling you. We're just going for a drink. He suggested coffee, and I said, I don't do coffee. And then he suggested a beer, and I said, I'm not a pub girl. So we're going to a nicer restaurant. But anyways, I don't have any great expectations, but I'm going to tell you what happened. And I don't know. We'll see.
Hold up a second. This great-grandmother post-war queen said she has a date with a firefighter. She demanded he take her to a finer restaurant, but is afraid if he sees how she really looks like, he's gonna cancel? Damn, if that isn't a clear example of false advertising.
Liar! Liar! Liar!
Isn't it awesome when a lot of women claim men are just a bunch of liars and can never be honest, but then they expect to pass on this BS? That is the pot calling the kettle black, or the queen calling men entitled. Either way there, princess, if you plan to do anything with this man, he will eventually see your true face. And what's your plan then? I mean, that is if he doesn't run away with a purpose first.
Maybe we better take off.
Yeah, right.
Before we move on, I want to bring attention to the fact that 79% of my viewers are not subscribed to my channel. Come on, fam. You've seen my logo on other channels, and you're already here. Please hit that subscribe button and support the channel. It really helps out. Moving on.
Here are 10 things that I'm too old for as a 6-year-old woman. Number 1, don't ask me why I'm not married and have no kids. It isn't your business, and I'm fine and confident the way I am. Number 2, any event that starts after 10, sorry, I'm in my bed, cozy and comfy, watching Netflix. 3, standing in line, I won't stand in line even for a sample sale, even if it's my favorite brand. Number 4, ageism. Like, honestly, don't assume as an employer that women over the age of 50 aren't digitally competent, because they are. 5, cold weather. I hate cold weather. I'm a beach baby. I want to go and be on the beach. 6, which leads me to my vacations. I'm not staying in a hostel anymore. I want to travel really nicely. 7, those guys who slide into my DMs thinking I'm going to be their sugar mama. Sorry, you'll be disappointed. Number 8, anyone who decides to ask me the question about dressing appropriately, what is that? I can dress the way I want. Number 9, high heels. I'm not wearing high heels anymore. I just want to be comfortable and wear my kicks. And 10 is any of those couples who abandon their single friends. Shame on you. I'm going to school you.
I have a question that will trump all her questions. Why does this grand elder post-war queen assume anyone on the internet is remotely interested in her answering her own questions? I'm sorry, but this gives off desperate for attention vibes. And as to her awesome questions, 1, don't ask why she is not married. Oh, trust me, Colleen, you're 60. The bulk of men don't care. 2, any event that starts after 10. Hey, I'm pretty sure most men already know that after 10 activities will put you at risk to breaking a hip. 3, no standing in line. Bruh, I'm sure no one wants to stand behind her in line. 4, ageism. That's simple. Companies don't have to hire you, and if you have an IT certification, no one's going to question your IT literacy. 5, cold weather. Yeah, that's a given. Did that even qualify to make this list? 6, no cheap vacations. Okay, congrats. Why are you telling everyone else that? Pay for your own ticket and hotel stay. The only reason you would mention it is if someone was going to fly you out. And at this point in your life, you may start to have to pay for Supreme Pipe. 7, guys sliding into DM. Oh, we just covered how this granny is going to have to pay out some shekels for that younger meat. At this point, I don't think she can give that grayed out roast beef away. 8, dressing appropriately. Granny, most men don't care how you dress. But if your chesticles have dropped to the point that they are only a foot off the ground, I'm sure most men don't want to see that. 9, high heels. Again, no one cares. If anything, you should wear shoes that will match your 2-button folding walker. And 10, couples that abandon their single friends. So let me get this straight. You don't want to be asked or told what to do, but you want to dictate crap to couples that have better things to do than to listen to you. There's that desperation hell going off again.
Snipers, we
Who cares?
Moving on.
So, one of my followers sent me a link to a newspaper that's online. It's a new newspaper in the U.S. called the U.S. Sun. It's affiliated with the Sun newspaper over in England. And I didn't see it, it just got sent to me. But the cool thing is, it's about me on TikTok, and it talks about Judy is 70. It talks about how we are trying to and will redefine aging. All of us, everybody from whoever thinks they're old at 30, 35, all the way through 80 and 90. We are a different generation with the way that we've got great doctors, and on TikTok we learn all sorts of good things to help us stay in better shape, eat better, stay healthy. This article was really sweet for somebody to go through, and had to go through some of my videos. I'm a little nervous just talking about it, but I'll share it with you. It's not easy because it's an online newspaper, so it might be a little sketchy. And if you don't want to look at it, there's a link I'll put at the end of the video.
Redefine aging, really? What exactly are they going to do? Start counting backwards? Listen, my grand elder post-war Colleen, just because you were a high-end model in the 1960s and 70s, and you have kept yourself in moderately good condition in your 70s, there is no magic spell, secret sauce, or ultimate filter that is going to change the fact the bulk of straight men are attracted to younger, beautiful women. Hey, I get it. When you were in your prime, aka your highest SMV level, the world was your oyster. Men were approaching you in droves. You were akin to the sweetest grapes on the market. But the gifts that Mother Nature gave you, Father Time collected them up, and now you are basically a raisin. Look, I am sure there are gentlemen in her age range that would love to date her. And we all know there are plenty of boy toys out there ready to lay pipe on a sugar mama. But let's stop with the games. Except that your time has passed. You aged out of the beautiful bombshell era, and young women took the top spots. It's nature, and there's nothing wrong with that.
And if you want to try to capture that and go see it live, you can do that. But anyway, I just want to tell you, I'm excited. I'm very honored, but it has to do with TikTok. Of course, I love my TikTok, and I love my TikTok friends. Love you, TikTok. Wait for the video, or whatever's going to happen. So, if you've been hearing that the water's too hot in Florida, once you lay in the sun, get your sun therapy, the water's just perfect. It's wonderful living in Florida. Visiting too. It stays warm until October, so no matter what your political beliefs, put that all aside with all the other nasty stuff in life and come visit Florida, because it's beautiful here and you'll want to live here too. Come on down. Woo.
I'm going to repeat my words from previous audits. Regardless of their age, women need attention almost as much as they need water to live. I mean, glam grand, flaunting my body in swimwear. I'm going to take a stab in the dark and say the bulk of her viewers are probably women that encourage her by saying she is super beautiful, also some gentlemen closer to her age, and then the rest are composed of the thirstiest guys on the internet who probably get off on watching geriatric Pornhub.
The thirst always wins.
None of this is going to redefine Jack. Listen up, Granny. This girl is about to hit you with some reality. When you or any other grand elder, multi-decades post-war Colleen do these things, the only thing you actually accomplish is activating the men out there who have a fetish for these things. The vast majority of men aren't getting transformed into hunters of grayed out roast beef. They still want young, crispy tacos. Aging gracefully is quite honorable and completely accepted as part of the circle of life. But trying to be the central cause of a man's wood like you were 50 years ago is sad to say the least.
Pathetic.
Moving on.
If you're in your later 60s, you're probably discovering something that I discovered a few years ago. And that is, it's not what I expected it to be. We grew up thinking that 65, you retire, then you get to do all the things that you were putting off, that you were saying, I'm saving it until I'm retired. And then you were going to go and it would be like a huge holiday, or you were just going to relax. And it's just not that. The world has changed. Things are so much different now. And although 65 is the retirement age, it really isn't where we want to be. And by that I mean 40 years ago, 65, you were tired. You really did want to sit down and just relax, and hopefully you had enough money to do it. But 65 now is a very different thing. It's more like 45 or 50. We still have a lot of energy. We still have a lot of interests, and probability you don't have the money to support everything you want to do. It's a new time. The first thing that I realized when I went early retirement was the lack of social life. I didn't realize that I was as social while I was at work as I was. When I'm at home now and I'm not seeing all of these people, doing all of these things, interacting by the minute with somebody else, somebody new, I'm finding that I'm feeling a little bit lost.
Western Queens and retirement poverty. They almost seem to go hand in hand. Hey, that's what these strong and independent femmes all wanted. Now they got it. Ladies, you are all liberated from those oppressive men, but that also includes their funds, especially their retirement savings. If you at one time had a husband that you divorced because you needed to find yourself, well, boom, you definitely are going to find yourself applying for supplemental nutrition assistance programs and Section 8 housing. Now, in a twist of all things being equal, you Western Queens have opened the floodgates with men in retirement age who have saved up actually leaving the West to live like kings abroad. On multiple channels like this one, the message of get your passports, gentlemen, has been repeated more times than I can count. And I will advise, don't walk away from this mess. Frickin' run as fast as you can. Maybe you ladies haven't realized that men can uproot and go live abroad easier than women can, and they live a good life on less money. For example, using a cost of living comparison calculator, let's compare the cost of living of Dallas, Texas to Cartagena, Colombia. Boom. It's 59% cheaper than Dallas. How about comparing Dallas to Manila in the Philippines? Boom. Manila's 57% cheaper. Okay, how about somewhere like Santiago, Chile? Boom, 52% cheaper. Are you getting the picture here, ladies? It's not just the retirement funds men have, it's also the destination options as well. But you queens got this. You don't need no man. You just need a sharp pair of scissors to cut as many coupons as possible, along with those super fat Social Security checks daddy government cuts you each month.
I didn't realize how much I depended on that. So it's really incumbent upon me to go out and discover what is out there. What clubs can I join? What activities can I do with other people? And even just staying motivated is a big thing. And I'm finding I have to tie that motivation with those activities or with other people because, girlfriend, on my own, I don't seem to have it. And that's not something that I ever thought that I would realize. Retirement is different now. Chances are you don't really want to be there. So maybe find some part-time work. And when you're looking for work, remember, it's not what you were doing. Adjust your expectations because now you're in a whole new world. You're re-entering in a different marketplace. And the skills that you had for your old job probably won't apply to what is available now. So adjust the reason that you're looking for work. Are you looking for work like me just so that you can be out there and you can be around people and talking in order to keep your energy up and your spirit up? That's not going to require the same pay level as me going back to what I was doing before. So assess what your needs are. Take a look at what's available, whether it's work-wise or just activity-wise, groups, memberships, whatever it is, and fill those needs with that. And take retirement by the balls and enjoy yourself.
Wow, that liberation is working out like a charm in retirement, huh, ladies? I mean, instead of retiring by your man's side and living out your golden years together, nah, son, screw that. These modern queens had to find themselves working a part-time job at retirement age to avoid becoming a stay-at-home plant. The funny thing about this is men who are in retirement who have financially prepared for it don't really have a problem entertaining themselves. If they want company, there are plenty of broke women out there who will hang out with them to guarantee a steak dinner and a roof over their heads. I mean, how many videos have we seen of these retirement age women complaining that men aren't looking to get married? Do I really have to say why that is?
How come? Tell me why! Say it! Say it!
It's because this is a direct result of your own choices, ladies. You selected to replace the man who was going to stick with you thick and thin for other awesome consolidation prizes like Chad/Tyrone's Thunder Meat intake on a temporary basis, a clatter of cats, and loads of box wine. Let's also mention men paid attention, especially those who got crushed in family court. Most of those men decided to opt out of the circus and take their financial earnings with them. And before you know it, these men are spending part of their money on women half their age, while you ladies witness the metamorphosis of your tacos converting into roast beef and your sexual market value dropping like a sack of potatoes getting knocked over by the bricks of the wall you smashed into.
I'm just saying, if you enjoy this audit, click on the video in the end screen for more content. If you would like to support the channel, please follow the link in the description to donate to our beer fund, or like, subscribe, and share this video on other social media platforms. If you agree or disagree with anything about this audit, please let us know in the comments. I'm going to leave this audit right here. I'll see all of you in the next episode.